Dear friends, welcome to my fourth episode of my world travel stories. And today I'm going to focus on how I made it to the Olympic Games in Greece in 2004 to perform on the cultural stages. As a kid, I loved sports, especially track and field events, and I loved to run. And I used to build my stamina, waking up early in the morning and running. And I used to think that you need to be dark or you need to be black in order to be a sports star. So I used to put coconut oil all over my body and I would go under the sun to become as dark as possible. I was really doing well in sports at school too, especially with long distance as well as long jump and short distance running too. Unfortunately, in the year 1987, I was 12 years old studying at the Kendriya Vidyalaya NAL in Bangalore. On the final day of the sports day, Raju was throwing the javelin. I did not notice that. I was just busy warming up, and the javelin came and hit my spinal cord and I was thrown to the ground. And it was a miracle I survived the javelin hit, but it did damage my spine, and as a result, I had to gradually end all my sporting activities as my back was severely hurt and I was really in great pain. Until today, I still struggle with that pain. I used to have the dream that one day I would represent India to perform at the Olympic Games as an athlete those days. But once this javelin hit happened, all my dreams were gone, completely gone. And sports was all about me watching. I could not do much of sport activities. In the year 1999, I went to Santa Fe, New Mexico in the USA to do my School of Music in Missions under the leadership of Karen Lafferty. One of my classmates was Noel, and she gave me a videotape of Preston Reed as a Christmas gift. Now, when I watched Preston Reed play the guitar, it was incredible and it was impossible to play like him. So I cherished watching him, but I never thought that I could ever play a piece like that. So I took that videotape when I came back to India, kept it safe, watched once in a while, but never thought that I could play. In the year 2003, I got invited to attend the Global Arts Gathering organized by Youth with a Mission in Los Angeles. And suddenly God put this song, Tribes by Preston Reed, in my heart. I said, God, this is impossible. Look at my fingers, I have arthritis. How will I be able to play that? My fingers are not long enough. Look at Preston Reed's fingers. It is just amazing. His fingers are built for playing the guitar like that, hammer-on style and percussive style. But God said, Benny, what is impossible for you is possible for me. So I knelt down, I prayed, and I asked Jesus to give me strength and the motivation to practice. I remember practicing 140 hours in 2 weeks, just this one piece, learning how to tap the guitar, hammer on, pull off. It was hurting. At one point, my fingers were even bleeding, but I was passionate, and God gave me the strength not to give up. So before I went to the US, Reggie Chandy had invited me to perform at the Glorious Festival, and this was the first time I played the piece Tribes. It was an incredible experience, and I thank Reggie for even encouraging me during that season. So when I went to the US, I went as an unknown artist, and hardly I got an opportunity. And most of the times when you are unknown, you really don't get a good opportunity on the main stage. Many times it's incredible to see how an unknown artist reached a stage of success. In my case, I was given an opportunity to perform at the cafe during the break time. And performing as an artist in a cafe is the worst experience for me, because that's the time nobody cares what's happening. They're busy with their teas or coffees and chit-chats and laughing. And here I'm playing my best, but nobody even noticed. It is as good as putting your picture on the chair and playing your CD. But for me, it was giving my best because I'm giving it to the Lord. From a place where the music teacher told me I will never be a musician, having arthritis in my fingers, having no proper instrument, to even coming to the stage of getting an opportunity to play in a cafe was a big thing for me. But I wanted to give my best to Jesus, for He is the one who led me to this path. So I gave my best, even though I hardly saw any appreciation. But on the 5th day of the conference, they ran short of money. So they wanted to take up a special offering to cover up all the costs. And suddenly they called me and said, Benny, why don't you come and play a special song during the offertory time? I took my guitar and, I played the song Tribes. And everybody was shocked. Even though I had played at the cafe, people hardly noticed. But here on the main stage, when I played, I got 100% attention. At the end of the performance, Julie Spence, who was the Dean of Arts of the University of the Nations, came up to me and she said, Benny, next year is the Olympic Games in Greece. Are you interested in performing on the various stages over there? I was so thrilled and excited. My memories went back to those childhood days where I had the dream that one day I will make it to the Olympic Games. And here God had a different way that He took me there as an artist. I said, Julie, I will be so thrilled and excited. But they did tell me that, it's the Olympic Games and you can't just share your testimony. We just want your music and to entertain people. But for me, without my story, my music is empty. And I said, God, I really want to share my story. A story from being a failure, story where I was suicidal at 16, story where I was written off from my music school to coming to the place where I'm at. And that is when I prayed and I asked Jesus to help me to design a guitar the world has never seen. A unique guitar that will attract the athletes to come and look at my guitar and ask me questions. And in turn, I could share my story of pain and of suffering to where I've reached and how Jesus transformed my pain into purpose, from my mess into a message. And this idea came from Jesus, and I give all the credit to Him. And I remember performing in different places in Los Angeles after this event, and suddenly I went to a shop and I bought these small mini drums made by LP, and came back to India, went to Tulsi Guitars. I designed this guitar on a piece of newspaper, put 2 holes, and I said, I want mini drums here. And that's how this guitar became the world's first guitar with drums inside. I had the privilege to perform for the official welcoming of South African athletes at the Olympic Games. And it was a brilliant opportunity. And you can see how the athletes had such amazing attention when I was playing my guitar. And it's just a privilege what God could do with a broken life. And played at various stages. Dear friends, I don't know what you're going through at this point in life. Might be your dreams have been shattered and squashed, just like what happened with mine. Because of an accident being hit by a javelin, every dream of sports was gone. But still God fulfilled the dream of going to the Olympic Games. God has a plan for your life. He can turn your trials into triumphs in due time, but you need to hold on. And another lesson I learned is give your best regardless of who is watching you. When I was playing at that cafe, I gave my best, regardless of whether I got the appreciation or no, whether I was recognized or no, I gave my best. Dear friends, give your best. Be a God pleaser and not a man pleaser. In due time, He will lift you up. In fact, the Bible says, humble yourself and He will lift you up. And that's what happened for me, is that I took the opportunity, which was not the best, but I gave my best, and God honored it. And He gave me the amazing platform to perform on various cultural stages at the Olympic Games in Greece. Don't give up, no matter what happens. And always give the credit to God for what He has done in your life. And I thank Jesus for taking a broken life like mine, written off by everybody to making me a testimony of His grace, of His truth, and of His promise. So I want to tell you, friends, hold on to hope, hold on to God, regardless of what you're going through in life. And I know that God will carry you through, and you will be able to get out of this difficult situation. And a new beginning is coming up there, and you will do wonders. And I know that you will be a great testimony, just like what Jesus did with a life like mine. And again, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do go to youtube.com/BennyPrasad. And there is a bell icon there. Please click on that so that every time I post a video, you will get a notification. And please do share these videos so that it can be a source of inspiration and a blessing to many people. God bless you all.